This is going to be an interesting video. I'm just kind of going to wing this. This is going to be a stream of consciousness type video on how to help people, how to help you to get the manifestations that you would like to get into your life. If you clicked on this video, you clicked on it because you're having problems with your manifestations. They're not working. You've probably been listening to a lot of the gurus, a lot of the would-be good helpers on there. They all give you the techniques. They all give you, say this for, 21 days, do this just before you go to sleep, and it's still not working, right? Well, that's what I'm here for. Stay till the end of the video. I'll make it as short as possible. And I will guarantee you that by staying to the end of the video, you will learn things about manifestation that you won't get anyplace else. Fair enough? My name is Chuck. I am a certified clinical level hypnotherapist. I've been doing this for a number of years. In fact, I've been working with hypnosis, since I was for about the last 50 years. Not as a professional, did it with myself with self-hypnosis. And I've worked with people in a lot of different ways with hypnosis. I've taught people how to hypnotize themselves, how to work within themselves, and how to deprogram, and then how to program. So there's a lot of things that we've learned over the years that we need to unlearn. Okay, and as I said before, up until we're about 7 years old, we are an open slate for programming. We have absolutely zero filter, and we're living in a state as children in a state of theta brainwave. And that is an extremely programmable state for humans, especially for young children. If you're told that you're something negative, if you're told you're a piece of crap, then you're going to say, okay, yeah, I'm a piece of crap. You're going to take it as truth because you have no filter. You don't know how to counteract it. You don't know how to defend against it. So you just take it as that. Parents that tell their children they're great and wonderful, they're going to do great things in their life as they grow up, then they do that. That's the high achievers that you see in life out here. Not all of them. Some of the high achievers are people that have learned to overcome their childhood training, which you can do too. I've done it. I've helped other people do it, and I can help you do it. One of the first things that you have to understand and you have to accept in this life right now is that every single thing in your life, good, bad, or indifferent, is your responsibility. It's because of you. You have created it. You have manifested it in your life. In fact, right now, you are a master manifester. A lot of people don't understand that. You're manifesting your life as you see it in front of you. Whether you believe it or not, doesn't make any difference. You are manifesting your life in front of you, moment by moment, minute by minute. Everything that you see and do is a result of everything you've thought, everything that you've believed, and everything that you've done up to this point in your life. That's what you see. Neville Goddard was one of the great gurus of the last couple of centuries that really wrote a lot of books, he used to do a lot of public things where people would come and he would just work with people and give lectures and stuff to try to help people out. But his teachings were just that. You are the one that does it, and all you have to do is change your perception. Well, how do you do that, right? That's the trick. And that's one of the reasons that I decided to become a professional hypnotherapist, is because in my experience, I don't care what you're trying to do in your life, you have to clear out the garbage. And you've been programmed with garbage. I was programmed with garbage and still am. In fact, I just had an episode this past week that actually amazed me. What we do as children is, like I said, if you're programmed negative or positive, probably by the influential, authoritative people in your life, like your parents, your school teachers, things like that, up until you're about 7 years old. And then up until you're about 12, 13, or 14, you have another level of programming. Not quite as strong as when you're up till 7, but it's there. You're still programmed. And you accept that, most of it up until you're 7, just you accept it, period. So the real trick is to find out exactly what you feel inside. Who are you when nobody is looking? Who do you know that you are when nobody's looking? There was a guy that Bob Proctor, I don't know if you ever heard of him. He left a couple of years ago. He checked out. But he was a great influence in a lot of people. And he was um, just a real good speaker and helper and teacher and everything. He basically came up through life until he was an adult, had a hard time with jobs and everything like that. He's got a book. I've read his book, and I've listened to a lot of his things. You can still get a lot of his videos on YouTube and stuff. And he, some through the encouragement of another person, um, figured out that he could accomplish what he wanted to accomplish. And one thing he knew he could do is he could clean things. He could take care of things. He created one of the largest office maintenance and cleaning companies that ever existed. He was Canadian at the time, and he made himself a millionaire, multimillionaire many times over, strictly by changing his thinking and changing the way he felt about himself. But he thought he was an idiot. He really did. Up until he was in his probably his early 20s or wherever it was like that. He was already married and had kids and stuff like that, and was barely making ends meet. Turned himself into a multimillionaire and became one of the biggest self-help teachers in modern history. He really did. You should look at his name, Bob Proctor. So, I mean, he and himself can give you the examples of exactly what happened. We all have that in us, and we all have to get that out of us. Now, like I said, the gurus will give you techniques, and they'll give you this stuff, and they'll say, well, all you got to do is get yourself cleared out and then program properly for your manifestations. You can have anything you want. Yeah, right. Okay. So how do you do that? How do you go about that? How do you know what's even in there? And in fact, just like I said, for myself, I had something happen this past week. Doing these videos and doing some other things in life has really kicked up a lot of emotional stuff inside of me that I didn't really realize was going to happen. I have been doing this. This is about my 14th or 15th video. And they've been it's been transpiring. My first 2 or 3 videos were terrible. I had just kind of stumbled through them the best I could. And I don't even know, but the thing about it is a couple of those are the guy I've had the most views on a video. I don't know, maybe I was the most real me or something like that. But this past week, something was happening when I would wake up in the morning. And again, Neville says, just before you go to sleep, you draw, as you're not fully asleep, but you're still kind of aware, you drop through your theta brainwave pattern, program yourself there for what you want. Well, okay, that's fine and dandy. And then when you wake up, the same thing. There's a period of time when just before you're fully aware that you're in a theta brainwave pattern, or even alpha, which is the next step up just before you get fully wide awake. And you program yourself there, very short programmings. And that works for some people. I have a difficult time with that. The thing about hypnosis is hypnosis can put you in those states with a good practitioner, a person that has some idea of what they're doing with manifestation and with, just basically our emotions, the emotional thinking that we do. We can put you into that. You can put yourself into that state, get into a theta brainwave pattern, and reprogram yourself. And what happens is you can do it either with a practitioner or through yourself, and I can teach you to do that, and I will. That in later videos, but you basically have to find out what's in there, and sometimes it takes a while, and sometimes you don't know, even though you think you might be. Like I felt like I was pretty cleared out, getting on with life and getting things accomplished here. Manifestations are working, and I can go through things, but there's no risk. I don't really want to get into a lot of personal stuff, but I've had some pretty good manifestations, especially these last few years. But even in younger times, I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I did pretty good, but it was a matter of focus. So anyway, I woke up 2 or 3 mornings ago, 3 mornings ago, I guess I woke up, and I was angry. I don't know why. I was just angry. I couldn't put my finger on it. I got up that day, and things weren't working right. And I'm saying, what is wrong with me? I know better than this. What is causing this? The one thing that I do, and I suggest to you, is if you have some kind of a feeling inside of you, a fear, a negativity, any kind of a negative emotion, stop, take a deep breath, take a couple of deep breaths, focus yourself on that thought and on that feeling, and ask yourself, where does this come from? Why is this here? Why am I doing this to myself? And where does it come from? And I guarantee you, it comes from a belief system that is deeply ingrained into you. Once you find that, once that comes up, and a lot of times I'll get flashes of visual things, I'll get feelings. Sometimes I even get weird smells. I mean, I get like a nasal thing, and I can sense a smell that, and I'm like, what is that? Where did that come from? Well, a lot of times that's programmed into you that may have been there. Like one of the things me and my father never had a really great relationship when I was growing up. When I was really young, he was pretty emotionally abusive. He smoked and he drank alcohol and stuff like that. And I remember those smells. I smelled that stuff when he was angry at me or whatever was going on. Sometimes I get those weird smells. He also did a lot of his own mechanical work on cars, and I would be there learning, and I learned a lot from that. I've done a lot of mechanical work on my own cars. I enjoy doing it. And it's kind of neat. It's an accomplishment that not everybody can do. But sometimes I smell something, like brake fluid has a very unique smell to it. And it just triggers thoughts. Well, for some reason, this anger thing that came up, it wasn't coming forward. It wasn't coming forward. And then just this morning, it was still there, and it was still bothering me a lot. And I just kind of let go. I said, okay, I give up. I'm not going to fight it. It's there, whatever it is, wherever it came from, I'll work it out. And I started remembering just flashes of memories coming through my head. And it was stupid stuff that had happened, stuff that maybe I'd done something really stupid or just as a kid or something like that, something that my dad got angry at me for, and it's things that I usually didn't understand. And I would get, browbeat, whatever it was that, the emotional, sometimes the horsewhipping that I would take from him over something stupid. And I would remember that stuff, and that was coming up. But some of it was so ridiculous that I literally started laughing this morning. I was sitting here laughing. And then I got to thinking about what stupid things other people had created in their life that I've been around. And it was hysterical. I mean, I really just was sitting here laughing. And that released all of that anger. It's gone. Whatever, it just came up, it went away. It was stuff that I was still holding inside of me. And now right now this afternoon, I feel very relaxed. I had to get this video done because it's been bugging me for days to get in here and do another video. And I'm sure if you're in that situation yourself, you're trying to manifest something in your life. You're trying to manifest a relationship. You're trying to manifest a job, money, a house, cars, whatever it is. It's stuff that we want as human beings, that we desire. And it's not working for you. And maybe you see somebody. I heard a lady one time, she says, in fact, she was telling Abraham Hicks, Esther Hicks and Abraham, she says, my manifestations are not working to you because every time I try to manifest something, somebody else gets my manifestation. Yeah, lady, okay. That's absolute nonsense. That's just lunacy. I mean, nobody else is going to get your manifestation because you're the one that's manifesting it, right? You may not get it, but unless you will it to them or something, I guess you could. So, just ridiculous things come up. If you're having issues like that, the best thing I can tell you is get with somebody that does hypnosis. I'd be very happy to work with you one-on-one. You can get to me through my email on my YouTube channel. I do everything through Zoom these days. It works great. Works as good as being there because you are there. I mean, technically, because the other thing that you have to accept out of life, and it's something that was really hard for me to get through my head. And once I got this through my head, things started to work a lot better in my life. We are not a being. We are not an entity. We are not say a soul, a spirit, or whatever that's inside this physical body. That's not, we're not there. That's not us. This physical body is inside of our being, inside of our soul, if you want to call it soul. Soul has a religious context to it, which I don't want to get into, and I'm not religious. Not anti-religion. Well, maybe I am a little bit, but religion works for some people. It doesn't work for me, and it doesn't work for most people. It's another story. But your physical world, this physical world that we see in front of us, is inside of your being. You are projecting this physical world out into this openness that we see in front of us. And if you stop and think about it, you never see yourself in it. You see the life through your eyes, not inside your eyes, it's through your eyes. So the real you is seeing into, has created this physical world, or physical body. You're looking inside through your mind. In fact, I could tell another story, I'll do that sometime, about the time that I really saw inside my head and was able to walk up, my human body could walk up and look out my eyes. That was an eye opener, to say the least, because I was literally physically looking through my eyes from the inside of my head. And I could withdraw back into my inner being, and then I could come back up and see out into the world and see what was happening. Once you understand all of that, and maybe you can understand, maybe it's not that, but I can help you with that. Hypnosis is the greatest way to overcome issues in our lives. And if you're not getting your manifestations, that's an issue in your life. I can help you with that. You're going to do the work. I'm going to help you. Get to me through my email. Watch more videos. There'll be other videos connected to this. Some of my older ones. All of them's got pretty good information. Like I said, the first 2 or 3 were a little strange, a little rough. Didn't know what I was doing, but I'm getting what I feel is better at anyway. And I'm here to help. And that was my total ambition, to get into being a professional hypnotherapist. It's my total ambition to get on YouTube and do this, is to help people have a better life. Get with me. See what we can do. And above all else, be at peace.